The head engineer, he's one of the dopest engineers in the game. The head engineer exclusively for Prodigy of Mobb Deep. 10 Prodigy of Mobb Deep albums. The Hegelian Dialectic. The Book of Revelation.
It's a pleasure, man. That body of work is crazy. I mean,
Joe the engineer. Now we do this shit, nigga.
333. That's a sign from the heavens. Just look up in the heavens, in the heavens. 333. Joe in that next room sparking. That next room sparking. That's a sign from the heavens, in the heavens, in the heavens. 333. Joe in that next room sparking. That next room sparking. In the heavens, in the heavens, in the heavens. 333. That's a sign from the heavens. Just look up in the heavens, in the heavens. Where the fucking weed at?
Dopest engineers in the game. One of the dopest engineers in the game.
What up, everybody? What the fuck is up? Yeah, man, 2023 in the actual beginning of the Dour Hour. Why not start off the year on a positive note and roll the fuck up, right? I hope everybody is doing well. Let me send out the invite to our esteemed co-host, and let's get it started, man. Vegas, what up, yo? Reyes, what up, homie? Alberto, what up, what up, what up? It is time for the Dour Hour, and hey, man, some things are happening in the new year. I hope everybody is having a prosperous beginning of the year. Yo, I decided to not say Happy New Year to anybody. And instead, I just keep saying, have a prosperous new year. Because, fuck it, we on a different wave this year. I will tell you, it's hilarious. I know I'm an old man now because I ain't make it to midnight. I fell asleep at like 11 something. This is the first time in my whole life I ain't make it to midnight. And, that's alright, who fucking cares? That don't mean nothing anyway. But I just thought it was hilarious that for the first time in 42 years that I did not make it to midnight. Completely knocked out. And I can promise you, it's not like I smoked myself into a coma. Because that never happens. But, yeah, man, what up? Our esteemed co-host will be joining us shortly. And who knows what the hell we are even going to talk about today. Because what's been going on in my mind and whatnot, and what's been cycling through the old brain is that, yeah, the music industry fucking sucks. I have always said it. The music industry is Satan's asshole after bad Indian food. It is literally just a bunch of people taking advantage of artists and creators. Usually it's failed people who wanted to be rappers or producers or singers or songwriters or whatever, and they failed because they're just not any good at it. And they somehow just want to stay around music, so they end up like being an A&R or, you know, being a record exec or working at some fucking label or something like that. And then the rest of their career, all they're going to do is try to fucking find any way to get themselves into the game. I was just talking to my homie a couple days ago about this at his record shop. Shout out to my homie Haley Ali. And if you're in Dumbo, go check out Legacy Dumbo. That's my homie's record shop. And we were literally just talking about how all these people at these labels really actually want to be artists. They want that the adoration and the praise and the fame that comes along with it. These people are the fucking worst. And the wildest part about it is their music fucking sucks. They're not any good at making music anyway, or they would have been successful already. They would have found some way to get in the game, especially if you're already at a label. You're at a label. How you can get your music in front of all the people that you work with, so it just means you're not any good at making music. But that doesn't mean they won't ever make music. Because we have seen numerous times in the music industry people who are not any good at making music. And so, I mean, Soulja Boy made $1 billion, it seems like. I don't think any of his music was any good, but also that was definitely not made for me. I know he's like the linchpin or the measuring stick that you use when talking about bad artists who became successful, because he was very financially successful. Very smart business-wise. Doesn't mean his music was any good. I guess the new one for me is Blueface. I mean, he did have like that one record that went viral, and he's been eating off of that for like the last 6 years or something. But is it any good? Is his music any good? I don't think so. Does he even do music anymore? That's a good question. I don't know. I tend to only listen to what I'm working on, and it was nothing but P for 15 years. And now that all I work on is 333 music, that's pretty much all I've been listening to. It's an interesting thought. I need my co-host to pop in so that we can discuss. Emmanuel, what up, homie? Yeah, sorry about the beatdown that has been put upon you. I mean, I guess you're still up points-wise, so if Burrow and T. Higgins just basically don't do anything, I guess you good money then, homie. But, on to the 333 Bowl, it looks like, for your boy. Into the championship round. You know what sucks, though, is in the other league that I'm in, the winner's going to the Super Bowl, and my team absolutely shit the bed in the first round of the playoffs. That's 2 years in a row I've been the highest scoring team in that league, and then got it wasn't even close. Got absolutely destroyed in the first round of the playoffs. Like, my whole team just decided not to show up. So, I got some learning to do on how any good investments for 2023. Yeah, real estate. Real estate is the only good investment right now. And water. So, was it Michael Burr or whatever his name is from The Big Short, who was the one who predicted the housing crash and also made billions of dollars off of it by betting on the fact that the whole housing market was going to crash. He now only invests in water. But real estate and property, especially property, it's the only thing that they don't make any more of. I mean, that was always the old adage. They don't make any more land. Well, go into ancient Persia. They're building islands out there. But realistically, there's only so much land. So ownership of land and whatnot, it seems to be the best investment possible. I guess right now, in the current housing market and the way that people are working, financing, and paying for things, because people aren't buying houses anymore. They're just renting properties. So, like, rental properties seems to be what all of the biggest conglomerates and corporations are doing, is just buying up properties and just renting them. They're not in them. They don't have the mindset of trying to sell it at all. It's about ownership, and then just constantly generating income and more and more and more every month from your properties. So, yeah, man, it's good to see everybody. I'm thinking might be doing something tonight on here. Uh-oh. I think Joe said he don't give a fuck in 2023. And I think I'm about to do something on YouTube tonight. I think something might return. I'm not real sure how smoothly it's going to run because I don't have clearance from nobody for nothing anymore. But ask me if I care, because I promise you, I do not. My mindset for 2023 has been altered a bit. You know, I always tried to be a good human being at my core, and you know, you're always told, especially by generation, you know, the golden rule: treat others how you want to be treated and all that nonsense. I'm not doing that no more. I'm treating people how they have earned it and how they deserve to be treated. What up, man? Dour people.
What up, boy?
What up, yo? Prosperous 2023 to the Dour people.
Yes, Happy New Year to you as well.
Yeah, I'm not saying Happy New Year to nobody. Go get money, son. Prosperity in 2023. Get bread. Escape the matrix.
I'm down for that. Are you gonna invite me into the room?
Ah, shit, I did it again. Hold on one sec. Good call. See, you have to keep reminding me.
Don't worry, I'm just gonna remind you every time.
Well, not because I do morning meditation in the morning and it's already, like, my whole setup's already set up. And I always forget to turn off the camera so it can just screen capture. You just have to remind me. Yeah, welcome to the Dour Hour, everybody. It is the official first Dour Hour of 2023. And let's smoke and talk about it. So, what the hell did you do New Year's Eve, dude?
I think I passed out at like 10 o'clock or so.
Dude, I didn't make it to midnight either.
Shit is I was supposed to take a nap earlier in the day, but I never did that. So it's like I saw that meme: if you're 30 and older, you don't forget to take a nap. I forgot.
Yo, I did too. I completely forgot because, you know, I'm up at like 6 a.m. So by midnight, so that's 18 hours already. That's a long day. So anything after that is a gamble. That's for sure. Did you see Times Square? I didn't see any footage. I'm assuming there were people back in Times Square again.
Yeah, it's back. They're back. They're doing shit. I woke up and saw from like 11:45 to 12:30, and I think I just passed out again. But I was done partying. I was partying 7, 8 o'clock. I got it popping, so I was like done by like 10. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting. I mean, I do know that every time I went to Manhattan, like before Christmas, packed. Like the holiday tourists are back.
Yeah, they're all over the place. You probably just saw them. They're standing on all the corners. They're taking up all the space. Like, they don't know how the fuck to move. Like,
all of them doing this, trying to figure out, like, on Google Maps, trying to figure out how to get to where it is they actually want to go and shit.
It's just stupid. It's like, you can't even get off the corner. They just all fill the whole shit up. I placed some woman. I'm like, hey, look, you go here. And like, I felt like a dick, but I was just so over it. It was like, oh.
Yo, so you know I always go by the Empire State Building when I make a trip there because A, the NRQW is right there, which will take me right down to 14th Street and get me right home. But B, I go crypto hunting and mining over there, right? Dude, the line of people to go up to the top of the Empire State Building was it looked like Housing Works. Just blocks long.
the time of the year everybody's gonna go. It's just
Well,
'cause
no,
all the tourists.
I mean, dude, it's been years. It's been like three years since the tourists have been back. This is the first holidays where mask mandates and everything have been lifted in the city, and there's no restrictions. There's no, you don't like zero
No,
restrictions to
you're
travel.
Right. Last winter was still pretty dark and empty.
Not this year, dude. And yo, if you guys have never been to New York, specifically Manhattan during December, I would not recommend it. It is literally, the Dour people are right. You have just hordes of people standing on corners trying to figure out where to go, and you have to like work around them and shit. I guess the only good benefit of them taking whichever street that is in the middle of Manhattan, however, whichever one that is, where they just basically got rid of the road and turned it into a bunch of like tables and sitting blocks.
Broadway.
Yeah,
Broadway.
dude, they've basically gotten rid of Broadway in Manhattan. It is now pedestrian. You could just walk down that, but even that was packed.
If it's below Union Square, it's not happening. Anything above Union Square,
yeah, above 14th Street, dude, it's a wrap. It is just so it's like $80 to go to the top of the Empire State Building now.
Really?
Yeah, I was just like, Jesus, for what?
Yo, hit me, son. My mans will go up there for free. Yo, fuck all that shit. We'll go to the top. We go to all of the floors. Just let me know when you want to do that.
Nah, we need to do a Dour Hour from there once.
Yeah, let's do it.
100% we'll do it. And not only on top of that, like there's other viewing decks in Manhattan that are better than that one.
Yeah, they got the one Vanderbilt now. I've been trying to go to the Edge. I'm supposed to go there. I might go there with my homie before he leaves the city.
Yeah, the Edge look dope. I haven't been to it yet, but like that one looked
I
dope.
want to take my girl there. That's like a different thing. They got champagne. They got all this shit. Like you could buy. I know when they had the Met Gala after party, they did that up there like till like 3, 4 in the morning, bro. I was tight that I didn't go to that.
Well, it's huge.
Yeah,
it's big. Like it's really big.
And imagine being up there all night on some club shit like that. Shit sounds cool.
Yeah, I mean, right now is a good time to do it because it's not cold. 60 degrees today. Yeah. So there's, I mean, and then they got that one that like it leans. You like hold on to some handlebars and it like leans forward. It's supposed to like fuck with your vertigo and shit. It makes you feel like you're falling. Dude, they got so many of them now. That's why I was looking at. That's how I knew it was all. Well, A, most New Yorkers aren't going to these things anyway, but B, that's how I knew it was all tourists. Because I'm telling you, the line was forever, and I'm just like, A, it's really expensive to get up there now, and people were waiting in line for hours just to go up there.
It's cool, but it's like I did it for the first time last year, bro. I never seen that shit before. I went to the World Trade Center a couple times when I was a kid, but other than that, yeah.
So in Boston, the tallest building that they have, I forget what bank it's named after, but at the very top, they don't really have a viewing deck. They have a restaurant.
Where?
In Boston.
Okay.
And it used to rotate. The restaurant used to spin.
That's dope. I feel like that's not too uncommon for there to be. There was some shit like that on the World Trade Center, if I remember correctly, but I was too young.
Yeah, it's got like a viewing deck that you can like walk around. It's one floor below the restaurant, but the restaurant is 360 degrees. Dude, it's dope. It's dope. That shit is so dope. So, yeah, man, what are your plans for this new calendar year?
Really, man, I'm just fucking just get the bread, bro. Like, don't play games. Don't waste your time. Life is short. We already somewhat there. It's like just make every second count, man. Don't waste any of your time. Like, just do what you gotta do. Go with your gut. Get bread. Fuck with the right people. Keep the right people in your circle. You know what I'm saying? And just spend more time fucking being out of your head in the fucking real world, because you only get this once. So I'm like,
well, I mean, I think the funny thing with human beings, so you got people who are like trying to be cryogenically frozen and like, you know, all these things to try to keep extending the end of their life instead of actually existing during the current time. Everything's about extending it farther and farther and farther. It's just like, well, what about right now? You're not even like actually living right now. So I've always preferred to just kind of like, you know, live right now, and then, you know, tomorrow
Right
comes.
now is all we got, son.
Well,
Like,
you know, that's one of my favorite sayings is time is our only currency, because it is. It's literally our only currency that matters. You're only given so much in a day. It's yours to do what you want. You can give it to some certain people. You know, you can't take anybody's time. You can eat up their time, I guess, by just making them waste their time. But it's literally 24 hours in a day. You're going to sleep for some of it. So realistically, you got about 18 hours in a day to do shit and to accomplish things and to exist. So I guess I'm not really mad at people. I'm not mad at people going to the top of the Empire State Building. I just was a little bit taken back at the length of the line. Dude, it went all the way. It went all the way to 6th Ave. I was just like, and it was like 4 people wide. You couldn't even get down the sidewalk.
well, that's what it is now. Everything's lines. This is why I'm like more reluctant to do shit as much. I mean, so they opened this Housing Works first official.
I was
legal
literally just about to ask you, so
dispensary
good segue.
in the city, and the line dogs. So for anyone who's not aware, there's like, I mean, even though that sounds stupid, a block is 4 fucking sides. So yo, the whole block, the line went around all 4 sides of this block.
No, I saw it on social media, and it wasn't one person in line. It was like 2, 3, 4 people wide.
Yeah, and this shit went all 4 sides, the whole duration of all 4 sides of this entire block. The line went around the whole block. So
this is what I don't understand about it, because like realistically in Manhattan, right now there's like, you can buy weed like every 20 feet is another door you can walk into and buy weed. So why are people? What's the whole point of waiting in line? And you know, they said they had to turn around like half of the people in line because they just didn't have any more weed.
I don't know about that. I would have thought, bro, there's so much weed right now, and if you run out of weed, you're doing something wrong, especially if you open a fucking store. But like, apparently, I looked into all of the shit there. It's all outdoor farmers. Like, it's all outdoor buzz. So it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. People just want to be part of it. It's just the fact that you could just now do this, and it's not anything that's somewhat of a spectacle. People are gonna exaggerate it now and make it like, oh nah, this is a big deal now. I mean, it's like whatever, bro. I mean, we've been smoking fire for like my whole, like, as long as we've been alive. So it's like,
yeah. So did you see the rules for the legal sale? So you have to be over 21, whatever, just like alcohol. It's legal to buy and possess. You cannot sell it to somebody else without a license, but you can give it to somebody.
yeah.
So all these illegal shops are just going to do what they're always, here, you buy this drink for $100 and then you get this weed for free.
That's also why they have the exotic snacks everywhere. I figured it out is it's just laundering. They'll just put this bag of chips from Japan is $40. That's the 8 that they, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what they're doing, bro.
Yeah. So, and then the real funny thing, and you can look it up yourself, no weed sales in Brooklyn.
That's a rule.
Yeah. I'm guessing the borough president and the people involved who would have to say, yeah, we're in on this too, didn't get enough of a kickback, and they're like, nah, fuck you guys. I want bread. And dude, it literally said it, no weed sales in Brooklyn. I was like, there's more dispensaries out here than there are in Manhattan. They're literally everywhere, dude.
Yeah, that's weird. They got some shit. I was in Flatbush the other day. They got some shit called Fiend City on Flatbush Avenue, bro. Like,
Dude, they're
what?
everywhere. They're
Yeah,
everywhere.
how you gonna call it Fiend City, bro? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's nuts. I mean, there's an edible shop literally right around the corner, and then if you go up to the street where the dog park where I take the wolf at, dude, there's like a cookie-sized dispensary. That shit is fucking huge. All glass windows, you can see in it. It's not like they have to hide it or anything. And then out here they got concierge clubs. So you pay to be a member of a club, and that gets you in the door but you have to have your card to get in the back door, and that's where the weed's at.
That's how they doing it at this Empire shit, which was one of the first ones I saw pop up. And when Burner came to the city, he was saying how I like this one because they mimic what we have in Cali to the T. Like, they not only is it just the structure and aesthetic, but they give you information. There's education. They have a sign explaining like, outdoors, greenhouse, mixed light, indoor, all this other shit. I didn't even realize what mixed light was, like a whole other category. Like when you greenhouse, but you still have lights too, so it's more than just a sun effect. Like, people aren't doing education, bro. That's why a lot of people still don't really know what the fuck. It's just like, I want a $20 8. Like, come on, son. It's just like, whatever.
I mean, education is key, and of course, you're going to see this giant wave of dispensaries and whatnot, because Cali was like that. Cali used to have weed shops like bodegas in New York, dude. They were everywhere, but it's not like that anymore. They now it's super regulated and extremely highly taxed.
I wonder if we're going to be the same as Cali, because right now we're more like Canada.
Well, the one thing that's happening here that hasn't really happened everywhere else, I mean, they did open one up in Cali finally, is weed lounges. So it's basically...
Oh, they got those. They're all over the place. Some in my neighborhood, bro.
No, I know, but...
They do yoga and all kinds of shit. You could go bring your work, do your work. It's like it's kind of dope, but what are they going to charge you? Like $300 a month for a membership and stupid shit like that? I don't need to meet nobody like that, bro. You go to Cookies. I was over at the cookie shop and we was doing that on the top floor, chilling. You know what I'm saying? Like, they want to make you buy shit, really, but the dude knew Winston. He's like, oh, nice beat, go. He's like, yo, fuck that. You tell them who you are. They're like, all right, fuck it, just come. Yeah, like, I want to know more about you. So,
well, clubs are gonna. I mean, dude. We've smoked in every fucking club we've ever been in, but like, there's gonna have like smoking rooms now. So number 8. Did you ever go to number 8?
I don't think so.
All right, so there's a club in Manhattan. This shit was some next level shit. So Static used to DJ there, and it's 2 floors, but it's 2 completely different clubs. And you go up to the doors, and there's 3 doors, and you have to knock on the right one.
Is this shit in LES?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I know what you're talking about.
And the security guard just opens it, and if you've been there before, all right, go ahead. They don't pat you down. There's no checking IDs or anything. If you haven't been there before, they're going to be like, what do you want? But there's no handles on any of the doors. They have to open it for you, right? So, I mean, of course, I'm going with P. They're just like, oh, shit, P, come on. Go in. So the bottom floor is like a bar. Just like a normal bar. But then you go, there's a staircase in the very back, and you go up and in. And it's this little tiny club. And I mean little, dude. I don't think you can fit 100 people in there. And all the walls are vinyl. Just shelves, and there's got to be like 10,000 vinyls in there. And they only play vinyls there, so if you have a record you want to hear, you just grab it and go take it to them, to the DJ. Or the rule is, if you pressed up your own vinyl, you can go leave one on the shelves. But they used to have this little glass cage with a vent in the top, so you can just go smoke in there. And that was forever ago. So I mean, I love going to that place, because we could really smoke in there. It wasn't like we're in the club and the security might come up to you and be like, yo, no smoking in here tonight. So we used to go to, what the fuck was not Greenhouse. What was the one Griffin, yeah. When we used to go to Griffin, man, Chris used to stop us and be like, yo, Joe, you can't smoke tonight. Like, the other owners are here. You got to fucking chill. Like, you got to chill tonight. Man, as soon as we get in there.
Well, that's any club. I remember I never really understood that either. It would always be like, sometimes it's cool, sometimes it's not. Even if it's not, I'm still lighting up, son. And I never got fucking kicked out of it. Like, that never happened to me.
No, you don't get kicked out, but they will come over and be like, yo, there's no smoking in here tonight, dude. You got to, like, stop. I was just like, all right, whatever. So I just went and watched.
You wait fucking 20 minutes and then you finish your shit.
Of course. So I went and watched Emancipator open up for Thievery Corporation 2 weeks ago.
Okay, that's dope.
And it was at King's Theater. If you've never been to King's Theater, you need to go.
Oh, you was out there?
Yeah.
It's right by Fiend City. Dogs is right on Flatbush. Bro.
Yep.
Shit I was just talking about, yeah.
Oh, no, I know. We saw Fiend City. It was just closed. because you know it was a late show. So after the show, we were trying to find like any store that was open, and it was Flatbush Ave. Once we hit Flatbush Ave, like a little bit deep, I was like, yo, we need to turn around and go back.
You could have went further and went to Dr. Zazito, some other shit I've seen in the middle of fucking nowhere, dude, in a residential area. The shit looked like a cab dispatch building. It's just Dr. Zazito with some old mad scientist guy on the shit. It looked hilarious.
I know, I saw the picture that you sent. So it's going to be interesting to see how many of these places close down in the next couple of years, because they think, whoa, man, I'm going to get in on this. It doesn't really matter. Like, weed's everywhere, so like it doesn't matter. You have to have, it's just like selling weed before it was legal. You got to have a customer base. You got to be able to like do your thing.
A lot of the bodegas and smoke shops though are probably gonna keep doing this like the same way how they do untaxed cigarettes. They do cheap cigarettes. This is gonna be something that's going to be around forever.
No,
now.
I know,
That's
but
all-
like you know, like the you know, the like Dr. Zazito.
Dr.
and
Zazito is not gonna last.
that
Yeah,
shit's
that's
not going to last, dude. First of
They're
all,
cracking down now. They're bombing spots in Bay Ridge, got ran up, and they're doing shit now because now's the time. This shit is actually happening. I know they opened another one in Harlem. I don't know what happened with that. Now this is the first one.
so they issued 36 licenses for dispensaries in New York. So if you ain't get one of these licenses, they're not going to shut you down. They're just going to keep fining you until you're eventually going to be out of business anyway. And that's how they want it. They want to keep fining and getting these fines. It's just going to generate more revenue. Constantly.
I heard first it's gonna be light, but then it's gonna be like 5 rat. They're gonna just, it's gonna get crazy.
Well, I saw the fine for the first time of selling an ounce without a license was $1,500. Yeah.
It's crazy.
And then also
They're
criminal.
not locking motherfuckers up no more. They just give me all, come up off. That's how they're doing it now. Come up off that.
So that's just. So I got arrested for weed in Mexico on spring break. Now, why this is stupid is because we smoked every single place we went in that country. So the one night that our little vacation package said that the club we're going to this night is Coco Bongos, that shit's like 5 stories down there. It's massive, right? Now I'm telling you, we smoked every single club we went to. So of course what up, homie? Of course I've always got weed on me, and we're sitting in line at Coco Bongos, and they're actually patting people down, and I'm like, uh-oh. Ah, shit. So I try to like hide it. They found it. Boom, they snatched me up immediately and just start dragging me out to the front of the club and shit. And I'm just like, they're on their walkie-talkies. All I heard was federales, all this shit. I'm just like, my homies and teammates were just like, yo, what the fuck's going on? But, it's Mexico. I knew what was going on. They was about to take me to an ATM and make me empty that shit. Right? So they drag me out to the front and they hand me off to this other security guard while they're waiting for the police to come or whatever. And this motherfucker was gigantic, like absolutely massive. And as soon as they were out of view because something happened, like a fight or something, so they had to run back in. As soon as they were out of view, I just hear him go, "Run." And I was like, I looked up and he's like, "What the fuck did I just say to you?" And it was a white dude. And I was just like,
You're showing love, son. That's crazy.
he was just like, "Yo, get out, run." So I just ran. I literally sprinted out of there, and then I ran down the main strip, and I went into Senior Frogs, because Senior Frogs, you didn't have to have a ticket to get into. You could just go into that place all week.
Right.
And I ran right in there, and I seen a kid passed out on top of the speaker, like this. And I just grabbed his hat, and I put it on. I took my hat, and I put it on his head, and I went right back outside, and I called the first cab I saw, because at that time, if you wanted weed, you just talked to the cab drivers, because they got it. So the first cab that picked me up, dude, they just dumped my weed down into the sewer and shit. I literally almost got arrested in Mexico for it. First question the cab driver asked me, just like, "Yo, where do you want to go?" I said, "I need some weed, homie." And just copped some more weed and went about my vacation. So for the first day or so, by day 2, I couldn't take it no more. But day 1, we're down there. Of course, we ain't bring any weed with us. We're just like, we'll get it down there. Didn't know where to get it from. No Dour on spring break. This is stupid. This ain't happening. So, mind you, it's me and 5 of my college teammates who are all very gigantic, much bigger in stature.
Football, yeah.
It's football, son, and I'm not that big of a person by any means whatsoever. So, I just said, you know what, fuck this shit. And they're like, what are you about to do? And I said, I'm gonna go find some weed. And I walked right over to the middle of a bunch of cab drivers who were just sitting there, and I said, I need some weed. And the one cab driver just looks at me and says, get in. Yo, none of my friends would get in the fucking cab with me. They made me go they were terrified. And I was just like, man, I'm gonna go get some weed. I'll be right back. And I just jumped in the cab, like, fuck it. We drove like a half a block. He just pulls out a briefcase from underneath his the passenger seat, front seat, and he opens it up, and it is like Dr. Zazito's, son. It is just every drug you can think of. Like, just everything. He had everything. And he just pulls out a bunch of coke, and he throws it back to me, and he told me, like, a number or something. I was just like, yo, I said weed, son. I need some weed. I don't do
They
coke.
only wanted, this is the same shit everywhere, but at least it used to be like that.
Yeah, he wanted to get that coke money, son. I was just like, no, I need some weed, goddammit. So, got some weed, went right back. He circled back, and we went back, and all my friends were just like, yo, you're fucking crazy, yo. I was like, no, I needed some weed. Like,
Yeah, they try to do the same shit in the DR. Yo, I was in the DR in like 2005 with my man, son. We were 15 years old, dude. Like, so we was out there just fiending for Dour. Like, I'm asking everywhere, like, yo, where's the Dour? The dudes on the beach that sold like souvenirs and shit, like, they were the ones to ask at the resort, because we was at the resort. Like, we went to Santo Domingo one time. I think one day we went out to the city and shit, but. Bro, like, one time we finally got the dude, like, finally met us. It was situated. He had the shit we wanted, but I can't even speak Spanish, so I'm not even, like, I don't even know how to talk to these motherfuckers. He's trying to get me to come. He's trying to give me the coke. I'm like, yo, nah, son. I'm like, that's just the weed. Like, he's trying to take me to the whorehouses. He's like, why they being mad aggressive? I'm like, nah, son. Like, this is... It was crazy, bro. Like, that's what they want to do.
They want to get you to spend all that money or hustle it out of you sometime. So back when I was an intern at Quad Studios, there's a couple dudes who used to sit out front of Quad.
Yeah.
And first of all, you open the door, you gotta be coded in to even get through the front door. And then there's a security guard sitting right there. And then when you get on the elevator, it goes up to the 10th floor and the 10th floor only. And if you have people in the building, they're going to call and see if you're actually supposed to be there, and then they'll key you down to whatever floor it is, right? So, these dudes, they must have known the code or something to get up through the front, and they would always be, like 2 a.m., so the security guard's not actually there at 2 a.m., and
Right.
They just post one of them on each side of the door and just wait for tourists who are hammered walking down the street and shit, and they were selling pussy. But here's the funny thing. They ain't have none. What they were doing, this was so funny, because it used to happen all the fucking time, and you knew it. Like, we knew it every single time. We'd be watching the security cameras and be like, yo, who the fuck is this coming into the elevator? It'd be some drunk dude by himself, and the elevator doors would open, and it'd be like, yo, where are the girls at? It's just like Quads. There's mad platinum plaques on the walls and shit. There's a pool table. It's clearly a recording studio, right? But what these dudes would do is they tell them, if you go up to the 10th floor, that's where the girls are at.
Right.
And they get the bread off of them and then just disappear.
Yeah, that's the whole...
But then
Bro,
then they'd come back like 20 minutes later and do it again to somebody.
Yeah,
But yo,
that's why I got caught before on fucking Canal Street, bro.
The look on people's faces of like, yo, I'm about to smash, and then realizing they just got in Manhattan for their bread. Because we tell them, like, all right, homie, I hate to break this to you, but they just hustled you. There's no girls up here. And when you go back downstairs, they're not going to be there. So you're not going to find them. I hate to break it to you, man. So Dour people, this happened all the fucking time. It was a recurring theme. These same two dudes would send people up. I thought it'd be, you know, I guess people are drunk or high or whatever, and there are some stupid people in the universe who will be like, oh shit, yeah. But like, you just random people, you're just going to hand them your bread and then just be sent up an elevator to a random place. I don't know. I'm not doing that. It was also hilarious if like one of the female engineers would be on the 10th floor and the doors would open because they'd instantly look at the one girl or two girls that are there and be like, all right, so what's up? It'd be like, oh, homie, I hate to tell you, but if you want to make a rap song, you can do that here, but, you know, you're not smashing. They used to get people all the time, man. I still remember this one Spanish dude. Very, very sure he was hammered drunk, and he did not want to accept the fact that they just got him for his bread. And he's like trying to walk around like the 10th floor and shit and look for girls and shit. It's just like, we ain't have nothing to do, so we're just kind of watching him. Just like, let's see what he does. You know, there's like 10, 15 of us up there. He's not going to do anything.
Right.
You know, just see what he does. Like, so, yeah, so they used to get people all the time. You know, Mexico was the same way. They're just trying to get you. Like, it's like the CD guys that, you know, back when CDs were still a thing, the mixtape guys in Manhattan. With the headphones on, they would find a tourist and be like, yo, you like rap, and then put the headphones on their head and put the CD in their hand. And then there's no way for you to give that CD back. You bought it. It's in your hands. You're buying it. And their homies would circle you and put the pressure on you like, no, you're buying this motherfucking CD. So, you know, I always see them coming from a mile away. And just completely you just work away and just ignore them.
I remember those days. That shit was classic, bro. That's how the fuck you know what I mean? Like,
that's how it works. I mean, one of those people though is the beginning of my road to P, because it was Cliff was out there in Times Square selling CDs, and we just locked eyes, and I actually went out into Times Square to go find some clients because I was done being an intern. It's time to be an engineer at this studio. I was just like, well, I don't have no clients, and I'm not going to be able to take any of these people's clients. They've been doing this shit forever. So I'm like, yeah, fuck it. I'm going to go hunt for my own. So I went out into Times Square hunting for these guys. And, you know, Cliff did it different, man. He had the F-150 Lightning with the spinning rims. And he had Spanish girl, 2 Spanish chicks, taking pictures with everybody who bought a CD. And, I was just like, I looked at him like, well, at least he's investing in himself. So he clearly has a budget. So let me go talk to this guy. And, you know, turns out that, like, you know, affiliated with Have and P and Fly and everything, and then, you know, the ball got rolling. But this one time, it's the middle of the day, and I was walking with Adiola, and this dude stopped me and was just like, yo, you like rap music? And I guess I was feeling myself at that moment, and I just looked at him. I was just like, yo, you should just give this to me. And he was just like, why would I do that? I was like, because you never know where somebody works. And I had already been working for P and everything at this time. I was like, you never know who somebody is in Manhattan. And he's just like, nah, bro, I need that bread. And I was just like, you know what? I'm feeling a little bit generous today. And I only had like a 10, some 1s, and a 5. And I took them out, and he just grabbed the 10 immediately out of my hand. Snatched it. I looked at him, yo, and I went, I hope that $10 lasts you the rest of your career. And I snapped the CD in front of him and his mans and just dropped it and just kept it moving. Like, really, dude? I was actually trying to support and whatnot because I was just like, all right, I get it. I've actually been out here selling CDs with Cliff before. I know what it feels like to have 99% of the people completely ignore you. You know, so, but when he snatched that 10 out of my hands, and I was just like, I literally snapped it right in front of him and his people. Like, all right, whatever happens next is about to happen. I'm about to get beat up, but fuck this shit. I think they were so shocked that, like, all his homies was laughing at him. I think he was so shocked that I did that. Hey, but he got paid for it. He got his money for the CD, so I can do with it whatever I want, right? But it was completely disrespectful of me to do that shit, but he earned it. He earned it. Like, I was going to pay for it. You didn't have to snatch the 10 out my hand. You didn't even give me an option. But, yeah, they don't do that anymore. What's somebody going to do? They're going to put the headphones on your head and go to their Spotify page and be like, yo, follow me right now, son. Follow me. Follow my page. Fuck with my shit.
the rap for all that. It's crazy. It should have been dead for a minute, yo.
I guess the next smart thing would be to have vinyls pressed up and just start hustling your own vinyls on the street because people fuck with vinyls.
Yeah, people like them shits. They'd probably be more inclined.
You know, that's the new wave is you press up your vinyls and just hustle them shits right in Times Square. It was crazy because Cliff used to pay the cop that was on that block. He'd give him some bread to let him pull his truck up right there. Just music playing, TV's down showing his video, girls dancing and shit. I was just like, yo, this guy's killing it right now. That shit used to be fun, man, because he was always making such a fucking spectacle compared to everyone else who's just trying to, you know, force headphones on people and get them to buy their CD. They would all just leave. Like, ah, shit, this guy's here again. We're never going to get anybody. Of course you're not. And then, you know, you kind of learn the angles and whatnot because I'd start to look and see which people look like they were from the Midwest who still listen to rap.
Oh, okay.
Because it's just like, that guy will buy the CD. You learn which ones are going to be like, hell yeah, I want some New York rap.
Right.
It was a whole different world, man. That's over 20 years ago. That's a whole different existence. Now you just got people with tables selling weed in those spots.
Exactly. Shit has changed.
Yo, I had somebody try to get me today because I went to the hoodie shop and he was like, yo, son, I got what you need. I got what you need. I'm just like, yo, I got my own weed. He's like, yo, what do you mean? I'm like, no, I have my own weed, like my own strains and shit. Like, I don't even smoke anybody else's weed anymore. Like, I don't. It's not even, I don't care. I don't want to. You know, it's different when I spent 3 years doing this shit to get to this point, but B, I also really fucking like it.
And you know everything about it. You're not playing a fucking game, not playing Russian roulette, smoking. They put, the fuck did they say? They got salmonella.
E. coli, lead, mold.
Wow.
Well, I mean, this is going to happen in the first wave because nobody.
These are the bodega stores anyway. All that shit is gonna stay the same, son.
It's going to stay the same because the weed that they're getting is coming from out west and whatnot. They're not getting the best weed.
No, it's all trash. They're buying the cheapest shit possible.
And you know, if you get a moldy run or whatever, you can still sell it to these people on the East Coast who are just going to pre-roll it and nobody's going to know.
Exactly. And you can also get away with it. You could say that some mold is like trichomes or some shit. If you don't really know, it'll be difficult to fucking be able to tell the difference. Like,
well, that and the new thing that they're doing is putting baking soda on the buds. So it looks like it's crystally. So you have to like put a drop of water to see if it bubbles or whatnot. That's why I started to see this shit. I was like, yo, I'm done. I'm making my own. I'm growing my own. Like I still have, you know, the original Dour people and the Illest Connect, and it's all super fire, but I'm still like, no, I'm just going to grow my own, dude. Like,
yeah, you do what you know exactly where it's coming from. You know everything about it. You're the one making it. It's different, man. That's what people are on now. That's what my man says. Like, that's what everyone's doing, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you know, the benefit of this city is you can grow up to 12 plants per household.
That's what it is right now?
Yep. It's supposed to be 3 per resident that are flowering, and then you have 3 that aren't, that are like, you know, babies or whatnot, and then up to 12 per household. But are they counting? Like, are they going to come to your house and be like, yo, I heard you had 13 plants. We need to take one of these. It's never going to happen.
Right.
I mean, the wild thing about this last summer in New York, dude, you go into any rooftop in Brooklyn for like a party or whatnot and just look down, there's weed in everybody's yard. Everybody. So
everybody's growing it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, actually shout out to Twin. I just talked to Twin this morning, and we were talking about how the weed game's a rat for the weed game. It's like,
talking about this last night, yeah.
Yeah, for a while there, it's going to be, everything's going to change. And
it's been a lot, but now it's really like,
it's official. Like, it's stamped and changed. It's never going to go back to the way it was. Especially now that they're doing weed deliveries in New York, like actual deliveries, not just a serve that nobody knows about. Like, these are legitimate. Like, there's, you know, they somebody filed for Uber Weed, so that Uber could do weed deliveries.
They're doing that in Canada already. Uber is delivering weed.
That's what I said. It was Uber Weed, just like Uber Eats. Like, you're just going to go to the dispensary for you, pick it up, and bring it to your crib. And it's just like, now.
There is Uber Eats still, but you can do it. Like, you can Uber Eats fucking treat your crib.
Well, no, they're literally doing it Uber Weed. Like, it won't even be food. It's only weed delivery. So Uber is just like, yo, we're going to destroy all of the delivery services. All of them. Then the people that I know who used to do, like, serves and whatnot, they're all, like, going to school to be an electrician. They're, like, doing other shit with their lives now.
You gotta do other shit, bro. I'm about to go. I might go just. We were gonna open a store, but I might just go fucking get it popping at a dispensary or something, son. Like, I need a fucking.
I mean, you have the experience.
Yeah.
You are the Dour people, so, like, who knows more about Dour than you do?
Exactly.
So yeah, man, this episode of the Dour Hour is coming to a close because I got hoodies to make, and you know, Zoom is telling me like you got like less than a minute. So hey, everybody, I'm gonna see you tonight. Oh shit, I might be up to something. I might be dusting off something and bringing it back tonight, homie.
Ooh, that sounds lovely.
Yeah, so yo, I'll see you tomorrow at 3:33, homie. Dour people. And then everybody else, thank you for tuning in to the Dour Hour. And yeah, I'm probably going to see you